And it is a huge transition, isn't it? Kind of working the market, but then be it living in the market too. So how have you found transitioning across from the UK to the US, particularly from that working in the market? Have you found any key differences in how recruitment works over there compared to the UK?
Yeah, I would say a few things. I think, and we've touched on it before, there's almost sort of many different cultures compared, in terms of where the states are. And people just think of US as sort of one big block, and maybe naively so. And I think trying to understand different states or different parts of the country, different backgrounds are actually very different in terms of how they think about search, or how they, how quickly they transact, or maybe how transactional they are, or how relationship driven they are, or so I would say different sort of states will have different ways, different parts of the country will have different ways in terms of which they operate, and you have to think about it like that. I think also just the size and the scale of the market is, until you've really been in it and experienced it, there is companies upon companies upon companies upon companies. And I would say that's interesting, but even though the size and the scale is so big, they're so well networked, and it's very intrinsic. Everyone's got a connection to someone else. They love networking over here. Yeah. It's all about business cards and networking. So even though the size and the scale is massive, I would say that actually they're probably more intrinsically interlinked, or people will know people almost more than the UK market, where we're a little bit more prim and proper, and we just sort of stick to our own lane.
Keep to yourself.
Yeah, so I would say that's it. I think sort of UK recruiters going over, again, I think because of how competitive the UK market is, and I don't want to say it's saturated because it will depend in terms of what sector you're in, but there's a lot of recruiters in quite a sort of small radius. Whereas in the US, you've got the statistics on this, but there's far fewer recruiters in a much larger radius. So actually being in such a competitive environment in the UK probably has just naturally trained UK recruiters to be quicker. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just think, in terms of the training, in terms of the pace, in terms of the quality of delivery, in terms of the execution, I'd imagine most British recruiters, if you're doing well in the UK, I would probably knock it up.